CEO 2025 was full of Game 5s, upsets, losers runs, and even a new champion, but before we start with top 6, let's take a look at a couple of runs. Both ZB and Acorn fell into losers in pools and clawed their way back into top 8 in a span of 5 games in losers. ZB, in the process of doing this, took down Vibe, the 3rd place finisher at Combo Breaker. Other than that, top 8 is what you would expect, with yet another Cake Stango matchup in winner semis, and Marlon versus Sofilo on the other side. In losers, we have Ant and Elkies waiting to face off against the losers of winner semis. Watch until the end of the video to see how this top 6 plays out. First off, we have Cake Assault versus Stango, who interestingly decides to go Crag. And in game 1 we see the Crag pay off with this wild edgeguard, but unfortunately it seemed to have not mattered as Cake takes that game. And the next. And even though it went down to the last stock, Stango makes a character switch, but it isn't to who you would expect. Instead of switching to Zetter, he goes on to, hold on, let me check my notes. Olympia? After a back and forth game 3, it ends up being Stango who's able to clutch out the victory and stay in winner's side. And let me just say, he did it in style. Take a look. Now is a good time to mention that Cake and Stango have played 8 different times in tournament, and Cake Assault has won every single one of them. With momentum switching to Stango, now could be his time to finally notch a victory in his belt against Cake Assault. After an incredibly defensive game, Stango pulls out another game, tying the set at 2 games apiece. Nobody wins 9 straight against Stango. Never mind. In the other side of winners, we have Marlon versus Sofilo. After Marlon's first stock gets gutted by Sofilo, Marlon decides to claim that something was wrong, icing out Sofilo, but it doesn't even matter as Sofilo takes game 1 and game 2. In game 3 there is insane movement from Sofilo on the first stock, but that's about all she can claim, because Marlon makes much better use of the edgeguarding tools in his arsenal, and sticking to the floor with buttons out of a disadvantage. This works so well that he wins with a 2-stock lead. Game 4 goes to Hodojo, and it is 2 stocks to 1 with Marlon in the lead. And I thought that there was no way that Marlon would lose, but take a look at what happened.
This is one of the scary parts about taking Arcane to the stage is the up airs just juggle you so hard, but the same could be said about Zetterburn, who packs a punch.
We are, yes, I was going to say, probably 1 or 2 hits away. Whoa, we need to switch back.
Back to the game.
We have a whole other stock left, guys. We are not quite ready.
Hey, but that was a cool little visual on Marlon. I mean, we saw him, a little bit angry at that.
Sophie missed a grab on a text chase. Has to come back to stage.
Still down strong, not enough.
Air dodge to get back safely. Has to get back down into neutral, though. Yep, Marlon's going to use that water droplet there, but here we go. Sophie really 1 string away here, Jet.
Up air? No, it wasn't enough. I thought we were going to see a fair, but
Jet,
up air,
Jet.
The puddle's still there. Can he switch over to it?
He has to.
No, Sophie's
Yes,
going to cover it.
Yes,
Sophie covered it, but the up strong.
And he does it!
Marlon falls to Sophie, who takes it.
Stango plays Ant in losers, and holy moly does Stango start off hot. And although this seemed to be a precursor to the set, Ant ends up bringing it back to last stock, last hit, which Stango takes with an F strong. Even though Ant just lost in Hodojo, he chose Hodojo again, and it actually seems to be paying off with him taking the first stock, and then the second, and then the third, which is incredibly clean, I might add. Stango switches off the Zetter and goes for the Crag, and how did the switch work out for him? Well, very well. He got the 3 stock. Game 4 sees the adaptation from Ant simply be too strong, and we are going to a Game 5. Also, quick side note, Stango looks a lot like Eminem. Stango doesn't switch to the Olympia, and actually counterpicks with the stage he lost to, which sounds crazy, because it is. On the other side of losers, we see Elkies play against Marlon, and as the seeding would suggest, it goes 3-0 in Marlon's favor. Elkies brings it to last stock on 2 of the 3 games, even with an SD in one of them. She is bound to have a breakout run soon. Just watch for it to happen. In winners finals, we see Sofilo fighting Cakesalt, a matchup that was reserved for grand finals in Combo Breaker 2025. Who will come out on top? Sofilo takes game 1, and game 2 sees an exciting ending. Take a look.
Aggressively comes back. It's going to be a starter here.
Ooh, wanted to go for the up tilt. I think trying to get an up tilt there potentially, but now Sophie turns this around and has a ton of damage on.
Okay.
But the up,
Doesn't
not
rip.
for the full up strong. Whoa.
That felt like a stock.
Yes, and now he's sniped down so low, so much percent, but Sophie doesn't roll up.
Yeah.
Oh, that could have been the whole game.
Has to use. Gonna air dodge out. Gonna get back to the stage. Goes for the edge cancel. Doesn't get it.
Oh, great floor hug there, and the tech saves Cake's life, but I'm sorry.
The set count is now 1-1, and Sofilo continues to show out on game 3, with an incredible second stock from her. And her opponent also shows brilliance by surviving for a billion years at above 150%. Sofilo takes the game and the set afterwards and leaves us all wondering, do we have a new best player? Losers semis sees Ant versus Marlon. Game 1 was very even and a defensive masterclass. Marlon takes that game barely, but you know how Ant rolls, and he responds with force and takes game 2. Game 3 ends up going to Rockwall, with Ant so slowly building up a substantial lead, and finds himself 1 stock up after this very clean conversion. He ends up blowing the lead after missing a needle dash attack combo, which is incredibly heartbreaking on his part, but incredibly motivating for the first seed. Let's see him take the set by winning 1 more, right? Right? In game 4, Ant cannot stop whiffing, and he misses 5 separate needle boosts in this game alone, yet somehow magically manages to find the game 4 victory in a nail-biter of a finish. Game 5 of this set was easily the tensest game of the entire tournament, and of course, it wouldn't be complete without it going to their last stock at zeros, and I wish I could show you the entire set, because it was probably the best out of top 6, but this will have to do. Take a look at how this set ends.
What an incredible top 8.
One.
What a weird side B there from Marlon, and Ant's going to take full advantage of this.
Another one, 53%.
Go to ledge.
Okay, not going to be able to take it away.
Oh,
Indeed. Oh, the fair was an inch away from hitting.
24% separate these players right now, Jet. We are seeing such good neutral play, such good defense.
Not going to see the needle off the ledge. Marlon is playing around that very well at the moment. Sitting back in center stage. Has to wait for these platforms to come back together, but the tech chase in. We see Marlon gets the jab, but it's floor hugged. And Ant is
The puddle
ready.
droplet.
Oh,
What a
he gets-
grab.
He gets the grab.
What
He
a
gets the
grab.
tech chase.
Oh my God, I
Resets
thought he was
with the
gonna
fair.
up smash.
Another one. Oh, the puddle. It's too far away, though.
Oh, we're going to see the plat drop backer. No, the fear. Great TI out there from Marlon, but he gets the grab again.
Yes, fair spikes, and that could be it. Oh, falls
Oh,
off
the
the platform
platform.
and saves him.
Needle. Oh my God. This is so close right now. Next hit basically wins this set. Is that going to be
Touchdown.
enough? No, Marlon
The weak
survives.
hit. How did it happen? Oh, and Ant still just needs
But the
one
reverse
flare.
fair and beats Marlon in front of the home.
Ant versus Cakesalt starts off so crazily, just watch this madness.
Right off the bat, but I mean, at the same time, the way Ant has been playing, he took down the 3 seed, he took down the 2 seed, he took down the 1 seed. What's the 2 seed? I mean, he's already ready for it. He's
Now, look at how the game ends.
smoke to his advantage.
Oh my goodness, Ant is zooming right now.
That's strong,
going
but the
to-
bubble saves you.
Back
Cake.
throw into the smoke.
He has a chance here.
That's what I was talking about, trying to cover that dive kick at its apex, meet him where he's going.
Nice. Incredible tech, even on the smoke. But a Forge Strong gets the work done. And now, though. This is probably death, right? No? Okay.
Up air there, the only thing that would have connected. Has to burn the combust so high. Finally, a parry works. How far can he take it, though?
Yeah, just gets a couple of hits, but the follow-up is still good. And going down, and like you said, going for the apex, but did not go for the dive kick that time.
Cake's all over him right now.
Whoa, hold on a
Get
sec.
back. That air dodge should have been taken further, but Cake is probably still going to get an answer here. The reverse back air, enough to
kill.
He can't possibly win this set after that heartbreaking game, right? Right? Game 2 sees Cake Assault dismantling Ant on his second stock, but he is known for his adaptation, and this game is no different. Ant takes game 2. Game 3 sees both competitors even on their last stock, but Cake ends up running away with it. It is now 2-1 in Cake's favor. We have seen the same scenario in loser semis. Ant is down 2-1 with the stage counter pick, which means it is basically do or die for Cake Assault right now. If he loses this game, he is practically guaranteed to throw his tournament run out the window. But he likes to stick to hypotheticals and wins game 4, moving on to the rematch in Grand Finals. Huge props to Ant for the greatest run in the tournament. Sofilo versus Cake in Grand Finals. Sofilo draws first blood in both the first stock and the first game, and we find ourselves moving on to game 2 rather quickly. This game proves that Sofilo is completely in Cake's head by taking the first stock with the Ledgehog. Sofilo ends up taking that game and forces the character switch from Cake. And immediately we see it pay off as Cake takes the stock lead, and the edge guards are just too much for Sofilo to handle, and she drops her first game of Grand Finals. Game 4 goes to the largest stage of the game, and Cake immediately finds another fantastic edge guard, but Sofilo is here for a reason, and about 1 minute after she loses her first stock, Sofilo finds herself knocking on victory's door. One more stock and she will be your CEO 2025 champion, which she is able to find. So, congratulations to Sofilo for winning her first major and being the third victor in the R2CS series. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, goodbye.